Here's a little of what Antonio Conte has said. I think we have a young team. We have many players that can play for Tottenham for 3 or 4 years together. We are trying to create a solid foundation, then go step by step to improve, and then in the end to fight for something important. We welcome in Xhaka, Hislop. But Gab, I want to start with you. Are you surprised that Conte's talking about 3-4 years down the road?
Yeah, I'm hugely surprised because, Conte is very much of the win now, win soon mentality. I think this is one of those quotes that you kind of say just because you think this is what I'm supposed to say, but I think he wants steady progress. It doesn't mean they have to go and compete with City and Liverpool next year, but in his mind, progress is this season, comfortable top 3 finish, season after that, fight for the title. That's where he wants to be in his mind. Now, whether he gets there or not, that's a whole other matter.
Well, we know that boss man Daniel Levy doesn't really like to spend a lot of money, but it seems like he has with Antonio Conte, with the players that he has brought in. At least lately, we see only 2 departures and, of course, this long list of players. And in January, he also brought in Kulusevski and Bentancur. What do you think of this, Xhaka? Why is he doing this for Conte?
Well, it's just changing the way Spurs play into the Conte's preferred 3-4-2-1 formation, and I think it makes sense. I think Spurs they've taken a chance on Antonio Conte that Manchester United didn't want to. They know what he brings in terms of his own expectation and need to match it. And Daniel Levy hasn't really spent in the past, as was mentioned, but that had to change under Antonio Conte. And now he's building a team, as Antonio Conte does, with winning the title in mind. So Levy and Spurs had to match that.
Yeah, and they're trying to at least get them to that level that you were talking about, a little bit complicated in the Premier League. But Stuart, do you like the team that he's building?
I like it to a certain degree. I like the fact that Perisic has come in as a wing-back, and there's talk about making Lucas Moura a wing-back. I think Spurs are going to be more attacking this season. I think Antonio Conte, what he does, he makes them solid to start with. Then when he's got his players around him, then he becomes more attacking and he gets the wing-backs who are more attacking players than defending players. I think Richarlison will come into the side, maybe on the right-hand side. I mean, Kulusevski did a good job, but they're going to be vying for a place. You've still got the 2 players, Kane and Son, who are absolutely outstanding. And I do like Basuma. I think he's an excellent player. I first saw him for Brighton maybe 3 years ago when he couldn't get in Brighton's team. I saw him playing an FA Cup game. I don't know, who's that play? He was magnificent in midfield, and the manager wouldn't play him at that time. I think he's going to be a very good signing. The one I don't like, only on loan, I know that you've got to take players on loan, is Longley, because I don't think I've seen him play well for a couple of years now. Do
you agree, Stevie?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we were sitting here last year going, this Tottenham's a top 4, no question. Guaranteed. I think we're saying that now. I'd be absolutely shocked if they don't get in the top 4 with what they've done. There's no question that the second part of last season, they thoroughly deserved to finish where they did. He's made them way better than they were when they finished the season last year. So I think absolutely he has solidified them, no question, in the top 4. And what he said, whether he meant to say it or not, is probably the truth.
It is, but again, I think it's just a schedule. I think in his mind, it has to come sooner. Also because, we can talk about Jed Spence and all these players and Bentancur, we like this and that. But this team has 2 exceptional players who he inherited, who are Heung-min Son and Harry Kane, and they're not getting any younger. So 3 years from now, top of my head, I'm going to say Harry Kane's going to be pushing 32, 33 around there. So will Heung-min Son. So the time is sooner than that. And I think
but he then contradicted himself because he talked about Jed Spence. He said that's not one of my signings. The club bought him because he's for 3 or 4 years' time. So he's actually contradicted himself when he said that.
And Perisic is obviously somebody for right now as well. So I think in his mind, it's an accelerated schedule that he's going to try at.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.